Is there any senescence in microbiome that people have? Has that been observed, and how does that interact with our somatic cells?
Microbiome can induce acceleration of senescence. And from the other point of view, senescence affecting the microbiome, I don't know if anybody's even looked at that. I'm going to check. We might have to name you as a co-inventor on one of the patents. This is a very strange, but very logical idea. So with what we know about the microbiome, I'm sure you're very familiar with these studies. If you take the microbiome from somebody who's lean and in great shape, and you transfer it to somebody who is obese or metabolic syndrome, you see an active protection and a reduction. And then when you look at the senescent cells, so if you look at the senescent cell burden of somebody who's obese, after they've taken microbiome from somebody who's lean, you see a decrease in the senescent cell burden. So the microbiome we know can definitely affect systemic levels of inflammation, and those levels of inflammation, they can definitely change the microbiome. But the microbiome stimulates inflammation, and the inflammation can stimulate senescence. That's well known. But can the senescent cells promote outgrowth of specific pathological microbiomes? And that's a question that, to my knowledge, nobody's addressed. But I'm going to look, because that's a very, very interesting question. Because let me give you an example. I saw you have a Twitter, and I followed you on Twitter. My Twitter is @exosome. And I was just tweeting about several days ago. I was just tweeting that, it didn't let me follow but I'm going to try following it again, because I've reached the maximum number of people I can follow. I'm going to try following it again, your podcast. But the point is that I was tweeting about microbiome. If you have dysbiosis and you administer stem cells, the stem cells don't work. There's specific butyric acid and certain metabolites made by the microbiome that when you're dysbiotic, the stem cells will not work. So that correlation is a very interesting correlation. And as you know, the more stem cells you have, the less senescence you have. So microbiome stimulating senescence, definitely there's rationale for that. But the senescence cells messing up the microbiome, that's something where we have to look